You know the vibes. It's episode 22, Survival of the Fitted. I'm Ian. I'm here with Joe. Joe, what's your nickname this week?
My nickname is pretty fitting to my actions. For all the YouTube people who just saw me yawn into the mic right now, my nickname for the week is Average Joe. And the reason for that is because I had an average week. But that's only half the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Pierno on the other half of the screen had an insane week out in Houston. Pretty insane.
I did. We'll get into that later. Today, let's start with the basketball stuff. And also, of course, you had an average week. Of course, your week after being in LA was average. Like, there was nothing for the YouTube watchers. You could see Joe's actually wearing my sweater that he took from my house. He just anything to relive LA.
Oh,
but Joe, I have a question for you before we get into Astro World, which was an experience. Have you been watching Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me if I'm vaccinated.
No.
That's a cooler question than what I thought it was. All right. Have I been watching Dancing with the Stars? I have not been watching Dancing with the Stars. Sorry.
Not even like the clips on like Twitter or anything?
Well, that doesn't count. Does that count as watching Dancing with the Stars?
I mean, of course we don't watch it on TV. I mean, we're not old people. Like we don't have cable. We're poor. We have debt.
Yeah.
But I think we should talk about Iman Shumpert. I've been loving his outfits.
Yeah, he wears a lot of Geiger, which is never a bad thing.
Well, it's because his agent Sean is like owns 50% of John Geiger. That's the T. But I'm telling you, like the tunnel, sick. But the one thing better than the tunnel is the parking lot outside the Dancing with the Stars studio where Iman Shumpert practices. Like that is the new tunnel, is the parking lot that Iman Shumpert parks in when he goes to practice for Dancing with the Stars. The tunnel is canceled. LeagueFits is now a tunnel. Yep, is now no longer a tunnel fit account. Is now a Dancing with the Stars parking lot account. That's all I got to say.
I'm here for that.
So we support Sean.
Yeah, he's killing it too.
I haven't watched any of the other contestants, but I assume that he's the best and that he should win.
Are there other contestants?
Probably not.
I don't even. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Speaking of the basketball thing as well, I've been noticing a trend lately.
Okay.
And that trend is that these guys that are like known as just being like LeagueFits stars, like the guys that like, oh, maybe they'd be better if they worried less about their fit and worried more about going to the gym. These guys have become superstars. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was like a pretty average rookie point guard. I mean, above average, but like solid, but LeagueFits star. Jordan Clarkson was like the dude on the Lakers that wore the kilt. Now sixth man of the year. Terrence Mann like didn't even play and was a LeagueFits guy, and he got like a $10 million extension. Kyle Kuzma.
I was gonna say Kuz.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Kuz disrespect was always overwarranted. He was the third leading scorer on a championship team, but Kuz averaging 14 and 10 on the best team in the East.
Yeah,
I think this is proof that there's science behind you look good, you feel good, you play good, they play good, you play good, they pay good. Like it now, like the science is there. We know this is true. Am I correct?
You should do like a whole experiment on that, like a whole research project where you have like independent variables and all these cool different things. You could definitely get into that. You could scientifically prove this point to all the people out there who put those comments in the comment section.
Wait, Joe, you're a senior in college. Isn't there like what's it called? Like a thesis, right? You have to like do like a thesis paper to graduate. This could be yours.
Do I need to do a thesis? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Am I graduating? Who knows?
I feel like I didn't do a thesis when I was in college, but that's like something you see in every movie. I never had to write like a 40-page
senior
paper.
project. Yeah.
I also went to a public school, so I don't know.
But I also don't want to talk about school outside of school. To be honest,
too cool for school. I understand, but like, maybe. Oh, you know what? Intern Lily goes to Duke University. She definitely has to write a thesis.
Yeah, maybe not at San Jose State, but at Duke University, you might have to get the typing out there.
All right, so Lily's senior thesis that she doesn't know about yet because we haven't told her is studying the correlation between improvement in play and being on LeagueFits.
LeagueFits appearances and points per game. Those are the two things that we have to look at. and just watch it.
We could cross-reference it with basketball. Imagine like cross-referencing basketball reference with LeagueFits engagement numbers.
Yeah. This post got 47,000, whatever. Yeah, we need that. Streets need that.
Yeah. So there's something. So if you guys don't know, me and Joe like share a notepad where we put in topics to talk about in the pod. And the next bullet point is Chris Paul with potential fit of the year. This is written by
this
Joe.
is my topic. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the floor, Joseph.
Oh man, I probably should have loaded this one up. But Chris Paul pulled up with the leather jacket. I think he had yellow pants on. I don't know. I'm currently in the process of pulling it up. But his fit was almost as good as my caption. This might have just been an excuse for me to read my caption out loud, but my caption was, I am the leather jacket, black glasses, all-American bad boy. If any of you guys know that caption, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Lil Wayne. But yeah, this was an amazing fit. Not like crazy amount of likes, but I had like 3 people acknowledge my caption. And for those who don't know, before these nicknames spiral out of control, Joe Williams was known as the caption god. That was my thing. I was known as the caption god. Still am known as the caption god. This topic is really just a big excuse for me to say my caption out loud. But now that I've done that, we can move on to more important things and better things.
Speaking of captions, because I really loved that era when you were the caption god, because things that I posted, people would be in the comments like, why is Joe with the crazy caption? I think we're due to have a caption versus. Like we should both like Lily or Adam or someone should give us like an envelope with 10 pictures, 10 fit pics. And we both have like 15 minutes to write a caption for each one.
Dude, do you remember some of your best captions? Like, I feel like I remember like some of my greatest captions.
Do you want to take us on? Do you want to show us the best hits?
Well, now that you've asked, I might as well go through some of my greatest hits.
Okay, like 2.
All right. Well, I remember my first caption that really got my name out there. And I got a lot of text messages, people reaching out to me like, damn, you wrote this. Like, I was like, yeah, I wrote that. But
what was
it was a picture of Kevin Durant. He was walking in, he had the low top Travis Scott Air Jordans on. And I remember I was sitting at work and I was like, damn, what should the caption be? This is like, I was like a week or 2 into interning. And then I think the caption, I know what the caption was, but I think the word for word was, life is full of highs and lows. Make sure they're Air Jordan 1s. When I tell you that comment section was on fire, you better remember it. When I tell you that comment section was on fire, that comment section was on fire. I was scrolling through comments of people like, I'm using this as my next caption. I'm just like sitting back like, you know what I mean? It was just amazing day. But I don't want to go through my track record because Lord knows we'll be sitting here for 45 minutes, but the show must go on. So we got to keep it moving.
No, I respect it.
Do you have some good captions on your end? Boomer?
Okay, I'm maybe Boomer. 200 days older than you. We're not going to do that. But I do want to say during the playoffs last year, obviously there was lots of Devin Booker posts because the Suns made it all the way. And you and I got into like this battle of who could make like the best book puns. Like unknowingly, you and I never spoke about it. But every book post was like a different book like pun. It would be like not reading but still fire book. Like
something like that. I remember some of my coolest book because I got all my cap. I have like a notebook, no pun intended. Yeah. I just do it all the time. Notebook. See what I did there? Goodness gracious, I can't help myself. I got a notebook in my cabinet full of some of my best captions.
When you have as many like greatest hits as I do, like you can't fit it all into like an album like you have. Like I have so many hits, like making a greatest hits album of my captions just wouldn't be possible.
We're gonna do a caption battle.
Okay, a caption versus. One day we'll do it.
Caption versus.
I think this would be a good time to do our Fit Ain't Nothing caption of the week.
Oh yeah.
Our dramatic reading of a Fit Ain't Nothing caption. I'm gonna do Draymond. Do you want to do it?
No. Let's see.
I think it's your turn. I think it's your turn to do this.
This is a big one. This is a big moment for me. Excuse my squeaky chair.
Post.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Can we should like cue some background music, but it's all good, whatever.
Yeah. Producer Scott, like put in like a little.
Scott, by the way, we're 22 weeks without a water bottle sponsor. I know that you ducked this episode and you didn't show up to the meeting. I'm calling you out for it. 59 caption of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
And it's a dramatic
Amen.
reading. Oh, sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
Amen at Draymond Green. Boy, what the F? This might be the worst put together of all time. This making my head hurt and also filled with so much mystery as why, Mr. Green? This is why Mr. Brown from Tyler Perry's show. What would y'all call this? At Deion Sanders on your shirt, pissed off on your body, LMAO. Damn, I don't feel like that caption wasn't even that cool. But I mean, it was a horrendous fit. Maybe I butchered it, but
should we do another one? There's also the Jimmy Butler one, if you want to do that one.
Damn, that's crazy because I actually did post this on LeagueFits.
I know you did. Go ahead. We'll do one more. If you thought that one was mid, let this one rock.
All right, there's tons of nods in this one, so hopefully it's a banger.
So for everyone that's reading along, Fit Ain't Nothing, their post from October 22nd.
All right, open your books, class. At Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Rob Non-Damn, LMAO, man, going on with your Huckleberry Finn. You in the at Miami Heat, for sure missing the playoffs off this fit alone. What possessed you to show up to game day like this, my boy? Because ain't no way, my boy. At NBA, find him. All caps, non.
And then the top caption is NBA, National Bullshit Attire. And then there's another one that says Stone Cold Steve Nonston in the caption. I mean, in the comments.
Fit ain't nothing.
Okay. Fit ain't nothing. Caption of the week. Y'all got two. Lucky you. Reoccurring segment on the pod. What are we talking about next, Joe?
So I want to talk about, I don't know what Katie's deal with fashion is, but he's been coming off the hip with the comments as of late. You got reporters in Brooklyn talking about, what's your experience with fashion? And he's like, nothing. And he like drops the mic and walks off. And I'm like, dang, what's Katie's deal?
I have a little context around that because his like PR lady hit me up. So I guess that day he was wearing a hoodie that he like did with collab with some brand, something like that. So this reporter was probably told by a PR person to ask that question. And Katie was like, he goes, can you tell us about your venture into fashion? And he was referring to the hoodie that Katie was wearing and probably helped design, whatever. And Katie goes, nothing. And fucking dips.
Yeah.
Stop making dudes do collabs that they don't want to do. That's all.
Man. All right. Well, that was a short, sweet answer we got for KD. How do you feel about Katie's fashion?
Katie's awesome.
Yeah. I love it. I love his looks. Katie's
been like a regular liker and commenter on LeagueFits since it was at like 30K.
Yeah. Katie was one of my best captions. Did I ever tell you about that caption I wrote about the low top Travis Scott Air Jordan? We'll save it for another week.
So anyway, I have heard about that. I'm ready to be the center of attention again. Joe, ask me about my weekend.
Oh yeah, okay. Here you go. As we switch gears over here, Ian, did you go anywhere this weekend? Perhaps maybe a music festival somewhere in Texas?
So I did. So Thursday morning, someone hit me up and was like, "Hey, I have a few extra friends and family passes to the Astroworld Festival in Houston." And then they were like, "Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Of course I want to come." And I book my $600 flight. And I'm like, you know what? That's worth it because my ticket's free. So you know what I mean? I show up to Houston. Houston is not Los Angeles. It was definitely a little bit different. But yeah, obviously you guys know. And so the first day I only went to 2 shows. So I went to Lil Baby and then Travis Scott. Cause I was like, oh, we're about to have a full day tomorrow. And it was like the craziest experience ever. Rest in peace, everyone that passed away. I won't talk too much about the festival. But after the festival, I did go out. And this rapper had rented out an entire Dave and Buster's.
Hmm.
So after, hearing Sicko Mode and Goosebumps, we head out and we go to we go and get food, and then we go to Dave and Buster's. And Drake has rented out the entire Dave and Buster's.
The whole Dave and Buster's.
Drake has rented out the Dave and Buster's. And it's like, we were there. I was at Dave and Buster's till 5 a.m. and we all get like a card to play the game. So by the way, nobody's playing the games. It's just me and my buddy Kelly, who invited me to the festival. And we're just running around. We played every single game in Dave and Buster's. But are you ready? I'm at the Papa Shot, right? Like basketball Papa Shot. And they had like 5 different Papa Shot games. They had like the normal one. They had a Connect 4 Papa Shot. And then they also had like a 10-foot Papa Shot. I looked to my right after bricking like 7 Papa Shot shots in a row. And who do I see?
Barack Obama. Who do you see?
I see Brooklyn Nets point guard Kyrie Irving.
Oh, man. I love Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving was watching me put up Papa Shots at this Dave and Buster's at 4 a.m. in Houston, Texas.
Did you ask him your famous question?
What's my famous question?
Are you vaccinated? You should just ask him that one time and then got punched in the face. You got punched in the face and then you would have been escorted out. It'd have been bad,
Kyrie,
man.
No. Do you know how fucking crazy it was seeing Kyrie Irving at Dave and Buster's at 4 in the goddamn morning?
That's pretty crazy. It is insane. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
Kyrie Irving is like my favorite point guard in the league, but it was one of those moments, right? And I'm like so tired because I'd taken a red eye to Houston Thursday night. So like I can't sleep on a plane. So I'm like so tired, right? And I go all day, go to this insane festival. And it's like 4 a.m. I haven't slept in over 24 hours. I felt like a Sims character. And I was like, whoever is at my keyboard right now is just like manically laughing as they abuse me. Like, I've never played Sims, but I assume I've played Webkins, and I assume there's like a stamina thing. And my Sims character was on 0, and I'm like hallucinating at this point. I'm like, Drake is walking around this Dave and Buster's. Kyrie Irving's watching me play Papa Shot. It's just insane. Did any of this actually happen, or was this just one giant hallucination? No, this actually happened. I get back to my buddy's apartment at like 5:30 in the morning, and I slept till like 2 p.m. I actually didn't really know any of the news about what happened at Astroworld, so I woke up the next day.
I had the most dark joke right now, but I'm not going to say that.
No,
yeah,
don't.
That was terrible. But yeah, do you want to talk about? Oh wait, what were you saying?
No, I want you to ask me about it.
No, yeah. Do you want to talk about were you potentially recognized in public out in Houston?
So in LA, I am nobody, but not once, but twice I was recognized by people in Houston. The first time was before we went to Dave and Buster's, was at this like burger joint. I think it was literally called the Burger Joint. And this dude comes up to me, and I'm with my buddy Kelly, and he comes up to me. He goes, "Excuse me," and he's like with his girlfriend. He's like, "Are you Ian from LeagueFits?"
Whoa.
I was like, and I'm like, I just finished at the festival. Like, I was like kind of tired, and I'm just like eating these French fries, just like crazy munchies. And this dude comes up and he's like, "Are you Ian from LeagueFits?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so, do you remember the old Instagram lives we used to do, LeagueFits show and tell?
Yeah.
So my friend Kelly loves this. He looks at the dude. He immediately just shouts at this dude. He goes, "LeagueFits show and tell. What you got on today?" And the dude doesn't think twice. And he starts breaking down his outfit. And he's like, "Well, this is a quilted jacket from so-and-so. These are some dirty Vans. And these are Amiri jeans." And like, he's looking at us. He's like, "Can you rate it?" And I'm like, 8.9.
8.9.
And I'm like, yeah, well, anyway. And I'm like, this is the craziest thing that ever happened to me. This will never happen again. And then the next day we're at this like barish type place called like Sugar Room. And I'm actually wearing my Kid Cudi knitted Mr. Rager sweater, which is like my favorite piece of clothing. And another dude comes up to me, and this dude like was a little less timid. He goes, "Holy shit, you're Ian the LeagueFits guy." And I was like, yes. And then again, my buddy Kelly goes, LeagueFits show and tell. What you got on today?
Did he get the reference?
Immediately, he also got the reference. He's like, as a matter of fact, he goes, bro, I've been trying to get on those lives for so long, but my requests are always ignored. I'm like, fuck it. Well, here's your chance to shine right now. And same thing. He breaks down his fit, that he pulls out his phone. He goes, all right, time to see your outfits. this dude posts me on his Instagram story. And I'm like, I mean, I'll post the video on the pod page, but anyway, it was actually super uncomfortable, and I really hope that never happens to me again. I have no desire to be famous.
Well, it will definitely happen to you again because you're co-hosting one of the best podcasts in the world, Survival of the Fitted. You're bound to get recognized again. So that's awesome, though.
Thanks,
that's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
So that was my week. Houston, wild town. The concert was, I will say, Travis Scott can perform, but he should have not. And I'm not even like the cute, like Travis Scott's probably not like in my top 5 favorite rappers. Like I know the hits like everyone else, but it was something. But yeah, that concludes my very not average Houston weekend.
Average Joe had an average weekend, so
Joe,
I don't know of a better place to end it right there, to be honest.
Well, no, do you miss hanging out with me in LA?
Absolutely not. And that's episode 22, Survival of the Fitted, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Almost forgot.
That is not the last word.
I didn't mention Chrome Hearts. Time to mention Chrome Hearts.
Oh, no. This is not how we're ending the podcast. I was going to say I miss hanging out with you in LA, Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive back over next weekend, and I'll give you another tattoo, and we'll do it all over again. Episode 22, Survival of the Fitted in the books, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Average Joe, aka that was my nickname. And we got Ian Pierre over here, aka Mr. Famous in Houston and nowhere else. Love to see you.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Go follow Survival of the Fitted wherever you get your podcast. Tell them that intern Joe sent you. Click the follow button. Go follow Survival of the Fitted.